Thanksgiving. We just kind of got the house picked up. It's 4 o'clock, getting ready to make dinner and just kind of relax for the evening, and our power went out. I saw earlier today that the power was out in other parts of Wisconsin, but that's where the winter storm hit. They got like 18 inches or something like that. We got barely a dusting and our power's out. It's not like ridiculously windy either today, so I don't really know what's going on with that. It kind of sucks. When our power goes out, it tends to be out for days at a time, so we're not going to wait for the power to try to turn back on because usually it's out for days, and especially with tomorrow being Thanksgiving and things, I'm assuming it's going to be a while, and it's deer season where we are right now. So Joe is out in the shop right now loading the generator onto the tractor to bring the generator over so we can hook her up and get the house back up and running. I'm already thinking about what we're going to do for dinner. Originally my kids wanted some sort of pasta, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So I think I'm gonna grab a thing of venison stew off of the shelf. I already have some sourdough bread made. We'll just do some venison stew, and I think for Joe and myself, because we're eating carnivore, I'll pull just a plain jar of venison off the shelf. I'll heat it up maybe out on the Blackstone or in the kitchen, depending. Probably put some cheese over our venison, thicken it maybe with a little cornstarch, and the kids will have venison stew for dinner with some sourdough that I already have, and Joe and I will just eat some cheesy pulled venison. It's gonna be delicious. So I see my husband, it looks like he has the generator loaded, and we're gonna get things up and running. The cool thing is this is our 3rd power outage in the last 3 years, so I just feel really bad because I have 2 neighbors who are pretty close to me, and other than that it's pretty rural, and they're both in the middle of hosting right now, and now I can see all of my neighbors' family leaving. I feel so bad. So there's that. We're gonna figure it out. Hopefully the power is back up and running for tomorrow because we have a ham pulled out and a prime rib marinating in the fridge, and we just wanted to have a low-key relaxing Thanksgiving this year. That's what we opted to do for our family. So I'm hoping that the power's back on and we can get that going. If not, I guess we're just gonna have to be creative and do something else and utilize the Blackstone and our propane stove outside and hang in there. So very unexpected that this happened, especially because it's not power outage season for us. Usually our power goes out more in the springtime, like March or April, when it's not quite cold enough to be snowing, so we get like really heavy, dense, wet snow because it's like a snow rain mix. Like freezing rain type thing is usually what takes our power out, but not such a light dusting. So here we go. It looks like we're gonna have heat back on here in a little bit, and then we're gonna go ahead and make dinner with no power. So let's see what ends up happening for the rest of the evening. It looks like the power might be back on, but we turned all of our breakers off while we were gonna be hooking up the generator. So my husband's gonna come back in. He left the generator on the tractor forks, so if the power goes out again, we can just bring it over and get it hooked up. But our power, or our neighbor's yard lights came back on, and I checked the power box and it's lighting up that we should have power. So we're gonna leave everything as is. Hopefully maybe quickly make dinner while the power is still here, and hopefully it sticks around, it doesn't go out again. But usually when this happens, it goes in and out, and then it's just out. So we'll see. We still have more snow coming. So I guess we're just gonna have to hang in and see. So loud in the coop right now. All the ducks. Most of the ducks are in here. It is cold. We have our first really big winter storm coming in tonight. They're calling for somewhere between 6 and 13 or 14 inches, so it's gonna be a lot. The snow is already kind of starting. It's been flurrying on and off all morning. So I'm gonna spend a couple minutes getting the coop ready. I'm gonna put a water in here. I already put the scrap bucket in here. I'm gonna lay out some more straw along the back half of the coop. This part of the coop's pretty good. Get a feeder in here as well. And just get things prepped to have everybody locked in while there's lots of snow on the ground. The straw helps keep the temperature up in here so much, so we stack it, let the chickens do their thing. We got extra straw this year because it's our first winter with ducks, so we weren't really sure how many we were gonna need. I think we got an extra like 9 bales of straw, so they should be pretty good. A water is in here, a big thing of food is in here, and they should be pretty good for the winter storm. That's the thing, you just never know. It could be really nothing. We could just get some flurries and that'd be it. Or it could be a huge wind, snow, ice fest, which is kind of what they're calling for. So if that's the case, at least I'm not hauling huge things of water, chicken equipment through 1.5 feet of snow. So when I can be on top of it, I like to be. So just prepping for the worst, I guess. Just kind of let everybody enjoy their last couple days of freedom here, last couple hours of freedom, and then we lock them in when there's large amounts of snow, just because it's not really great for them. We've had a couple chickens die out when we let them free range when there's a lot of snow because they just didn't go back into the coop, so they literally just froze to death. So after that we lock them all in once it gets cold enough and there's lots of snow. So this is probably going to be everybody's last day out and about until, you know, spring. So everybody's gonna be enjoying that, and me too. This will probably be the last time I enjoy being outside because the rest of my winter chores are going to be done through large amounts of snow, which is not going to be very fun. I think what I'm actually going to do is go into the shop and see if I can find another feeder, just because I think with having ducks this year it would be beneficial to have 2, just because ducks are chow hounds. So if I can have 2 of them full, I think that would be a better scenario. But Joe pulled out the generator yesterday. We usually keep this towards the back of the shop, but we're gonna keep it here for now since it's power outage season. That way it's ready to go, and Joe can just grab it with the tractor and bring it up where we need it. We also pulled out some extra extension cords just in case. The shop is just trashed right now because we've had people in here working, so there's just a lot of stuff everywhere. I'm looking for a feeder. I found one. And I think I'm gonna bring this extra water and put this in the coop too. I'm not gonna fill that extra water right now. I just wanna have it in here. That way I don't have to go digging around for it if I decide that I want it halfway through the winter. We keep this part of the coop closed off during winter so that the chickens and the ducks can't be in this front portion of the coop. So it acts as storage. We put all of our feed in here, most of our hay bales. So I'm just gonna keep that water there. That way, if I decide I need it or I want it, I can get that set up as well. But we're just gonna use these little feeders. I have 5-gallon feeders. I just did not see them in the shop. But like I said, the shop is all torn apart right now because we've had people running wire and stuff to get electrical put in the shop. So everything's kind of pulled around and rotated and whatever. So It's in there, I just don't know where. So these will work nonetheless. I'm just gonna have to make sure that I'm filling them more often, which is not really that big of a deal.